guys, and welcome back to Zanny B. Davis, where I speak all about pregnancy, I speak about hypnobirthing, and most of all, I speak about motherhood. And I am a life coach. I absolutely love helping moms to transition into this whole new journey. And today, I want to speak about all of our negative thoughts and all of our negative feelings. Let's be honest, right? Like, I'm human like everybody else. And one of the things that I struggle with on a daily basis is just this void, right? Like this emptiness. And I would pray, because I really believe in having a spiritual connection. And I ask God, I'm asking Jesus every single day, like, why is it that I feel like I'm missing something? I have a beautiful daughter, I have an amazing husband, I have a life that I only dreamt about, and I have the opportunity I can work from home and I can do so many things, but yet I still feel like I'm not doing enough. There's a void there. There's definitely fear about a lot of things, especially when it comes to my business, about doing things that I know I need to do. And I hold myself back every single day. Let's be honest, I'm being serious with you guys here. Like, this is really me working through my own issues. And I wanted to just let you ladies know, like, as a mom, I think it's even harder, it's even more difficult because when I think about how I used to be before I had Zaina, I was a bit more courageous, I was a bit more fearless. I think I did stuff so much more easily. And now, even though you would think like, okay, I have a bigger why, I have this thing that I'm doing now for my daughter, it's actually really more difficult. And I think it's because I'm scared of messing up. I'm scared of being a failure, and I want to be a great example to my daughter, and I wanted to see that we can do things. But on the other hand, I also need to realize that we can do things and fail, and failure is not a problem. Is actually not trying is a problem. And so I understand the overwhelm as well. Sometimes, I mean, during the days, it's such a handful now. She's approaching 2 years old and she is so busy. And yes, I said like I work from home, but I can only imagine if you're working outside of the home and you just don't have enough time, the overwhelm, the stress is like coming from one work to the next work when you're at home, and you just don't feel like if you have things under control. I could understand that. I can understand the anxiety, especially during these times, COVID-19, you can't visit your family and your friends as you would want to. So many things are happening with our lives. And this is the thing, like, I want to say to you guys, like, it doesn't have to be that way. And this is what I tell myself every single day. And what I want to share with you here now is just some techniques that I use every single day when the doubts come over me, when the fears come over me, when I'm so scared, I'm in my boots, when I'm just like, I can't even do anything because I am just stuck in fear. And it happens to me all the time. But one of the things that I love to do is I always speak about my spirituality, and I think it is so important because as humans, we are spiritual beings, even if you're not religious. And people need to realize this, like, this is just a flesh, this is just our bodies. And when we die, this body rots, it goes back to the dirt, and our spirit still lives on forever and ever and ever into eternity. All right, so we are spiritual beings. So the flesh, which is our body, we have fears, we have doubts, we have emotions, we have feelings. These are all fleshly things, the petty things of life. Like, oh my gosh, suppose people laugh at me. Oh my goodness, like, I'm drowning in all of this mess. Like, so much is happening. These are all the fleshly things, and they're real, right? Then we're not discrediting that. But the spiritual part, which people describe as the higher self, we have to learn to tap into that, because that is where we let go of all this fleshly thing, the petty things, the anger, the jealousy, the stress, the overwhelm, and we just realize that, you know what, life is way more than all of these things. So one of the things I love to do is to just spend time with God, spend time in prayer, in meditation. All right, and when I do that, I really connect with my spiritual side, and everything else just look like really tiny in comparison when I think about God and how He creates this earth and everything else. I pray and I tell Him exactly how I feel, and that's why I speak so much about spirituality. It is so important. Another thing that I love to do as well is using my affirmations. Every single day I tell myself, I am enough, I am supported, I am fully and completely loved, no matter what I do, no matter what I don't do. I am loved regardless. I am, everything that I desire to be. I'm worthy, I'm amazing. And you have to keep telling yourself these things, because there are days when you wake up and you just don't feel anything like this. And what I love to do in the mornings as well, I shared this with my sister the other day, I speak favor upon my life. Like, today I'm gonna have favor. Anybody who I come into contact with is gonna have favor upon my life. Like, doors are gonna open for me, and everything is working out for my good. I use God's word. Everything is working out for me. Yeah, I may not see it right now, now and I remind myself where I am right now is exactly where I need to be. I don't need to be anywhere else. Nothing is running away from me. Whatever is mine will always be mine. I always have all the time in the world. These are the things that I say to myself every single day on a daily basis. And you have to connect with these things because, as I said before, that fleshly part, the part in your mind that's just going chitter chatting, oh my gosh, you're not worthy. Oh my gosh, you're so useless. You're nothing. Nothing is happening here. You're just like stagnant. You will never be anything but a mother. Like all of these things are going through our head. And we have to learn to just push back and be like, no, I am amazing. I am worthy. I'm going to achieve my dreams. I am absolutely where I need to be right now. I am working towards my goals. You need to affirm these things in your life every single day. Another thing that I spoke about and I speak about all the time is my self-care. Self-care is so important, and it's not just physical self-care like having a bath and doing your eyebrows. Might need to be done. It's not just that, it's also about taking care of yourself mentally, spiritually, emotionally. All right, having that support, making sure that your partner has a hand in things like, like you're not able to do. Don't be afraid to ask, don't be afraid to delegate stuff to other people. Like, you think that if you don't need to do something, you don't need to do it. You're not needed in there. And I think a lot of times we take on a lot of stress as moms because we think like, what, only I can do this. Only I'm the one who could feed a baby. I'm the only one who can bath her. And I find myself doing that sometimes, especially at night. I'm like, every night we give Zaina a bath. It's, especially when she goes to school, we bath her in the morning before she goes to school and then at night, right? And I think that really helps her with a cold and like getting rid of germs and stuff like that. And at night, I would say to my husband, "Can you give her a bath?" But he likes to do it in his own time. And I'm like, "No, I want to bath her now." And I find myself getting frustrated that I am bathing her all the time. And it's because I want it done in my time. And sometimes I have to let go and just release that and be like, you know what? He'll bath her in his own time. So I just need to do something else. I sometimes I go and take up a book and I read, or I watch my TV show and I just take my mind off of that. Like, she has to bath now. Who says she has to bath now? She's absolutely fine and he's gonna do it. So I think sometimes as moms, like, we want things done now and we are the only one who can do it this way. And so we take all of this heap of stress onto ourselves when it's absolutely not necessary. Give it over to somebody else. And that takes a lot. Letting go takes a lot. Even through my prayers, and I was telling God, like, letting go is serious things, right? And it takes practice. And it's the same with relaxation, right? We have to learn to relax as human beings, especially as mothers. And relax, as I said before, is not just physical, taking a bath or whatever. It means just letting go of all of the stress and the chit chatter that's going on in our brains and just releasing it to God. One of the mantras that I say to myself is like, God, I let go of this worry. I let go of this stress. I give it to you and I trust that you are going to show me the way. You are going to open up doors for me. And I say that to myself every single time I feel stressed or worried about something else. These are techniques that you can use every single day. And one of the most important one I want to say as well, and I shared about this a couple days ago about like giving back, right? Like, a lot of times as moms, we are doing so many things and we're saying like we're giving, but are we really giving of our time, of our energy, of our information, of our thanks? I said to my husband a lot of times, thank you so much for being here. Like, if I call him up and he is always willing to help me, like, can you pick up Zaina from school today? I want to do this video. Can you do this something for me? Can you do this laundry for me? He will do it. And sometimes I just stop and I say, thank you so much for, being such an awesome husband and dad and stuff like that. We have to be thankful for the people around us. Like, giving is so important and it makes me feel so much more abundant because, so even though I may not have the money right now, because obviously I'm like starting up my own business and I'm not making the money that I desire, but I could give back of my time, I could give back of my energy, I could give back of my thanks, I could give back of my forgiveness, I could give back other things in life as well. And it makes me feel amazing. I love to bake, and those are things that I can do as well. So this is what I wanted to share with you all. If you have any questions and you need help in any way with some of these techniques, just reach out. I'm happy to help you in any way. But remember, as a mom, you do not have to be living in overwhelm, in fear, in anxiety, and all of these stress of like void and everything else. There is a better way, okay? Speak to you guys soon. Bye.